y'all. This is Who Are Gonna Be Their podcast, where you can be an exclusive member of our very entertaining group chats. And today in the building, we have good old E Money here. Oh, we technically got two E Moneys.
What's up?
E Money 1, E Money 2.
Vicky Square.
We got E Money and Eli with us today. How y'all doing? How the fellas doing?
Doing swell.
How was y'all's weekend?
Shoot. Chilled. Watch some NBA. We're in the middle of the NBA playoff season, so I'm doing pretty well.
Did you watch the Warriors game from today?
The Warriors really tried to choke. Steph almost sold.
Oh my god! Did you see the timeout he tried to call?
Did they win?
Yes.
They did by one.
1
point.
But yeah.
Ooh, Steph made the bucket.
No, but
they
he
were up by
almost
one.
gave the game away.
He did.
Oh,
yeah, very lucky.
How he do that?
He was messing up.
Being stupid.
Yeah,
Okay,
I literally
so
popped in the last quarter. 126, 125.
I mean, not the score, but the
2-2.
Oh, yep, tied up.
The record
Series,
or whatever.
2-2.
Okay, yeah, okay.
The record.
That's sports aficionado E Money right
there. You go.
Hey, I'm trying to tell you.
Here we go with your weekend.
It was eventful. It was good and bad a little bit because it was good because I got to go to Wichita State University with my little cousin. She's going there in the fall. Shout out to the Shockers. It was a nice camp. That campus is beautiful.
I've been there. I dated a dude from there one time. It didn't work out.
Okay, see.
That's the connection though. Hey,
right. But it was a really beautiful campus, and they did a really good job with their welcoming, like the incoming students, and I thought it was really well done.
You saw a lot of people.
Okay,
next.
Didn't see a lot of.
That's always my question. How many black people there?
And that's what she was for. She's like, "Is it gonna be?" I was like, "They'll be there."
You'll find some. We everywhere. Nestled somewhere in our own spot.
We did start to see a lot more.
Okay, but I like a good mix.
Yeah, but it was, like I said, it was just really nice time. Only downside was like I didn't sleep the night before, so like I woke up on Thursday. I woke up Thursday like 1 or 2 p.m. right, and I didn't go to sleep because we were leaving Friday morning at like 5, so I stayed all the way up.
You shouldn't did that.
I know, but I had to, otherwise I wouldn't. At
least it wasn't a flight you missed.
Right, because I've almost done that before.
I have done that before.
I have done it before. Actually, but hey, it all worked out.
It did. Listen.
But so woke up. Well, I didn't wake up because I stayed up to 5 o'clock in the morning. That's when we left, and we didn't get back from Kansas City till 8 p.m. I didn't get home till about 8 p.m. So I hadn't slept, and so I ended up sleeping all the way out throughout the night, up until 4 or 5 o'clock the next day, almost 4, because then I went to an event with the tax service people. It's a Black-owned tax agency that does like our taxes and stuff, and it was a 30-year anniversary. So I went to their little event that they did, but I got food poisoning.
After getting back?
Right after getting back from that darn event, from the wings that they had. So I will not be going to that wing place where they are. Because that was like the only thing I had eaten because I just.
It was
woke
good
up.
too, though, weren't they?
They were pretty good. But I'm mad because like I lost my appetite. My stomach was flipping, twisting, and turning.
I was
nauseated. It was just bad. So it's a good and bad weekend.
Okay. My weekend was pretty easy. I didn't do much. We took my fiancés.
Right. It's so bright.
We took her out to dinner. It was her birthday this weekend, so we did that. And
where'd y'all go?
She wanted a Red Lobster, which I'm very glad because we normally do little bougie dinners, so we spend $300. And she's like, "I gotta taste her Red Lobster," and I was like, "Yeah, Red Lobster is nice."
Hey, Red Lobster, that's bougie. That's like.
Let me tell you, I don't hate the Red Lobster, but it's kind of mid to me now.
It is mid, but those biscuits are untouchable. Those cheddar biscuits.
Oh my god!
So they have, they got those cheddar. What do they call them? Cheddar biscuits.
Cheddar biscuits.
Yep.
They have it on shrimp now. So they put the seasoning that they do on the biscuits on the shrimp. That was so good. Yes. They got a whole new little menu. I said, come on, menu.
Right, you was talking down on them.
It was good. And I always get the shrimp trio every single time I go. I always get it. They got a Cajun shrimp trio now. They got some flavors and some seasonings. I said, oh, yeah, got back there.
Sounds like fine dining.
Right. Dining. It was delicious. But I had a little behind my mama and I got sick too. Cause I don't drink a lot of alcohol. I just had a baby, so I'm breastfeeding, so I don't drink a lot of alcohol. And I'm trying to like wean her off. So I pump like once a day now. Yeah, I don't care. But so I'm like, let me get a little behind my mama. I pump, they ain't got to pump again tomorrow. So let me get this. And I think it messed my stomach all the way up.
Now we both sick.
At the same time. Listen, I was up at 5 a.m. this morning puking. Yeah, it was delicious. But anyways, yeah, it was terrible. But I guess we can slide on into this BBCAN content.
This week was something, wasn't it? We
have had a week. Let me tell y'all what happened. So where we left off, our good sis Koozie won the HOH. Congratulations to her.
All the power. All the
power. Only our second same HOH. What do you call it? Second two-time HOH winner, because Santina won twice because she was the secret HOH. So Koozie is now. Shout out to the women in this.
The women is
hey, they quite are.
Okay.
It's been 6 women HOHs.
It has, right. So shout out to her. But in the beginning of the week, basically what happened was Daniel C woke up early. He goes into the library and smoke comes out and all this other dramatic stuff. And of course, they assume it's a power. Hope and Anika were in the kitchen and they kind of heard what was going on. They're like, oh, wait a minute,
books are flying off the shelf.
Baby, yeah, it was crazy. Like the theatrics were here. So they bust in or whatever. And they, of course, Big Brother, you think it's a power about to be unleashed. So they come in and they try to figure out what this power is. So they figure out they have to open up these books and tear the pieces out and put the puzzle together to figure out what it is. Hope, which is smart, baby, because who would have been Hope would have been me. Okay. Hope
guard the door.
Blocks the door. So basically his alliance is the only one that can get said power or whatever. So of course time goes on. Now, apparently they've been in here for a little minute. And Santina comes in and she's looking around the house like, where's everybody at? She comes in and she tries to bust in, though Hope not letting her in, trying to bust in. Let me in, Hope, let me in. Finally he gives up, lets Santina in, right? Then the cycle continues. Then Claudia tries to come in, Shania tries to come open the door. Renee tries to come to the door, but they do they look so the one trying hard enough. Hope was like, no.
All three of the girls tried, and they
all tried very little, but they did try. Then Ty, he ended up getting in. I think he got in before Santina, he got in before Santina, I think, or after. I can't remember. Hope Ty was like, bruh, open the door, I'm getting in here. He pushed his way in.
Right.
So then by the time it come up, Claudia go upstairs and she go snitch to Koozie. Koozie was in the shower and she said, hey, they in that library and they not let me in, man. Can you come and tell me what I'm in, And so Koozie like, Lord, let me put my clothes on. Let me go down here and see what they doing. So she go down there. Hope it's me. Open the door. It's just me. Open the door. So she go in and she get let in. And they like, oh, not they let Koozie in. And I was like, oh, not they playing a game.
I am weak right now.
So moral of the story is they get in there finally and they figure out what the power is, and basically it's just the invitation to a party. So they did all that and they're like, I guess we let the girly pops in. So they finally let the girly pops in. They throwing fits. You let us
the
in?
girly pops didn't even want to go in. They were like, man, Bubba, I don't care anymore.
And they better than me because I would have said, you ain't got to come in. I'm done. I'm going upstairs getting ready. You know what I'm saying? So they made a whole big deal about it. Claudia was like, how do you think Jonathan will feel after this?
I don't care what Jonathan like. Jonathan gone.
What are you gonna do? He left 2 weeks ago. See, catch up, because you behind. Then Shania, I get what you're doing. I get it's a game. Okay, you should start right there, because it's a game, man. I get it's a game, but there's no way that you guys should be acting like that. Girl, it's a game. What do you think they doing?
If y'all had someone like Hope to block the door, y'all would have did the same.
Y'all would have did it too.
Listen, okay, now if it was okay, now everybody use the example like how Taylor got played in last season in Big Brother. That's one person you're alienating, okay?
Right.
Literally in that room was one alliance versus another alliance, okay?
Right. Two different
It's
things.
a game. And if there is a power, they didn't know it wasn't a power at the time, but if there's a power and you could come in and find it, if I haven't found it in security yet, you're not getting in, sis. Better than me, I would push that pool up against the door. So it was a whole big deal and they threw fits. But then it turns out the whole thing was basically an invitation to the fatal feast.
Everyone should have been in there. It didn't matter.
Wait, you're kidding me.
Yep.
So it didn't matter who solved the puzzle. It was they finished it and they were like, wait, this was supposed to be a group.
That's all it was. Huh? It was just them saying like, hey, it's a fatal feast.
I'm going down.
So what if nobody did it? So how was they gonna get them to do it?
I know, right? Well, I guess I would have did it because
if you're gonna,
I know
I was just gonna say, if you're Daniel, you don't run out and be like, these books are falling. I'm not doing this puzzle. Nah.
It was dramatic. You got to go back and see that scene because I know you missed the episode. Yeah, the books was flying off the shelf.
You had smoke building up in the room.
Yeah, it was a little dramatic. Like you had to, you would have been like, okay, I'm about to get in this thing and see what it is. It definitely looked powerish, like powerish. So it basically, go ahead.
I'm wondering now that y'all just told me that was with the books and stuff flying off and all that junk, and that there was just an invitation. I'm wondering if when Santina was doing this back in week 1, week 2,
if she just found it early,
if it would have been the fight, they would have introduced the fatal feast earlier in the game. Has she found it? Is what I want to know.
No, because maybe did Daniel even find anything? I know like a week ago or last set of episodes, they showed Daniel looking through the books and then just cut it after that. And now it's all he had to do was walk in the room. It's not like he found a specific book, I think. Unless I'm misremembering.
I'm just saying, like, I just thought, because I'm like, because remember she found something and it was, I'm going to look through here and go through this. And I'm like, maybe was this always the plan? If she found it, it would have triggered it was kind of like a booby trap, not a power but like a trap.
I think it might have been something, but then with, what's the name? Whatever his name is, evicting or what am I saying? Walking out, it messed up the game. And so there might have been something that they had in store, but since he walked, they had to kind of like change up some stuff. So maybe, but so basically, they go into the fatal feast. They get all nice and dressy, and they go, and they sit at the table. So basically, what happens? They say, Kuzi, so she's the HOH. She starts off the fatal feast, which we all remember from last season. Not last season. Did they do that last season?
Yeah,
BBCAN11 they started the first time, and it was the safety chain. So they basically gave another name to the safety chain, right? So Kuzi starts it off. Kuzi saves Hope. Hope saves Anika. Anika saves Daniel. Daniel saves Shania, and Shania saves Claudia. Which that was kind of dirty because they made Shania.
Not again.
Shania choose between Claudia and Renee, and she chose Claudia. And her whole thing was, well, I saved Renee last week, so I figured I should just even it out. Like, girl, please, if I'm Renee,
you're lying.
I'm peeping. Because I don't care if I chose you last week. If you still like the one I'm close to, I'm saving you again. Okay, because that's how I'm set up. So it comes down to Renee, Ty, and Santina, and they basically have to do this comp where they have these candles and they have to
put them on
they have to balance them.
Chandelier or whatever.
Yes, like some kind of like chandelier. Called? Yeah, and whoever did it the fastest was safe. Of course, Ty does it. He's safe. Then it goes into Santina and Renee are the ones that are on the block. And Santina, she automatically knows she go home, baby. Because as soon as Ty would say she,
I felt baby, so bad.
I felt bad too. She was huffing and puffing, and she was trying to campaign. Shout out to her Santina though, because to the very end she campaigned. And baby, when she went to the girly pops and she tried to get to save us, she said, "Well, if it don't work out, I'll see y'all in jury next week. I'll see y'all in jury next week." Then I said, "Yeah, girl, go on and tell them because they will be there shortly." So
will they though? Because it don't look like
maybe.
they go nowhere.
maybe. Yeah, they got lucky. So anyway,
Shoot, they didn't get lucky. Let me just say, I don't know if we're moving on yet, but let me just say, I don't know why with a vote between Renee and Santina. Man, Eric, they got rid of Santina.
They did.
Crazy.
With a unanimous vote. She didn't get now one vote. So I can't remember what happens after that. Oh, Claudia. So they do the HOH comp. I can't remember what the HOH comp was.
HOH comp was they had shots, and it was essentially like they had to take a shot. One person had like a bad tasting shot, essentially.
Yeah, like they did in what game was that? That we just watched? No. The mole.
No, not Traders. The
mole.
The mole.
Yes. Mm-hmm. So they gave everybody a shot, and whoever had the bad tasting one, you had to have the poker face, and whoever picked the correct person, then they got to eliminate somebody. Which Claudia goes in. Claudia had a very good strategy. So going in, that was a good strategy though.
It was so good.
It was really good strategy. I gotta give it to her. So the person that she wanted for sure out, she just kept picking. She wanted Ty to be for sure out.
If you had the bad shot and someone gets you, just one person, you were out.
Yes.
Wow.
So Claudia's like, I don't care. I like
who it is.
Essentially, like I want Ty out, so I'm gonna vote for Ty every time. I want Hope out, so I'm keep voting for Hope every time.
Because eventually he probably gonna get it. And the more the people go out, it's a higher chance you the one that got it. So that's a very smart strategy.
You won't vote against your homies ever. Like the girly pops, if they put each other's name, which what Claudia did one time, I think she just wanted to be right. But
definitely.
It's like, man, it was so I don't know. It was so easy for the girly pops to just say, hey, I'm gonna make sure I'm never voting Shania. I'm doing the tree sing. Oh no,
man,
I'm doing
it be messing with me. Shania.
It done rubbed off on you, Lord have mercy.
Mm-hmm. But it was so easy for the girly pops to just say, hey, I'm voting for a crown member.
Did they do that intentionally?
Claudia did.
Claudia did. She don't know one.
I think the rest of the girly pops.
They was really guessing.
And yeah, I think the crown also knew that as well. I don't think they voted for each other. But the crown kept getting the poison shot. So
yeah, they definitely did.
Not production set them up.
Renee got like one. Yeah. I don't even think Shania did.
No, or Shania did at the very end. Yeah. So at the very end, there's three people. It was Daniel C, Shania, and Claudia. And so they took this shot.
Ain't win nothing.
Shania had the poison shot. But what Daniel did, Daniel sold. He thought Claudia had it. So that pretty much made the final two between Shania and Claudia.
Yep. And it didn't matter which one.
Yeah, it didn't matter. But you know what? It might have in the grand scheme of things because during the tiebreaker, it was pretty much like Big Brother tiebreaker vote. They just had to put down a number. Claudia put like 513 or something like that. Shania put like around 600. Then last second, Claudia switched to 613, and she was only 2 away. She was only 2 away from the guess, and she got it. So who knows if things would have been different if Shania had power, because she might have not been as vindictive towards Ty. But
I think Ty would have still went up.
Possibly. I just know that Shania was campaigning to Claudia like, hey, Kuzi's a threat. Like Ty, he's in no man's land. He would be grateful to us, but
no. I'm glad Claudia. I mean, in that case, I'm glad she won anyway because it kind of helped ish. Not really, but I guess. I just need the crown. I don't understand why they can't win nothing. Like Kuzi is holding the alliance on her back. They've been winning
quite a bit actually. They just been
and
on a bad streak lately.
What have they won? What have they won? Kuzi
won 2 HOHs. Hope won 2 vetoes.
He won 1.
So, he won 1? I thought he won 2.
1.
Oh, damn. Yeah, Anika ain't won nothing. Jonathan didn't win nothing, and Daniel didn't win nothing. Oh, Daniel did win 1 veto, but he didn't use it to utilize. He didn't use the veto to help his
save Ty.
Right. Yeah, that don't count. Yeah. They need to win. I'm talking about these HOHs.
They've had their chances, though. That's what I'm saying. Yeah. They've had their chances. They have sat on the block 3 times, and each time they're like, "Nah, we're not gonna take Renee." Like Santina, when she was a victim, she's like, "Yeah, I want Kuzi to win." Santina's wanted Kuzi to win, all that type of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But Kuzi was ultimately still the person that wanted to get rid of Santina.
Right.
Same with Ty.
Yeah, and that's the thing with Kuzi, and we're gonna get into it. Like her blind spot has been Ty and Santina wanting to target them for whatever reason when they want to work with her. I don't understand it. We don't have feeds, so maybe she knows and sees what we don't.
She does not know. I'm sorry, Kuzi, but there's no reason. I know she probably thinks that Girls Alliance is a thing. I think
that's what's disillusioned her.
Yeah. I think there's a facade Girls Alliance where the girly pops are like, hey, we got you, Kuzi. Like, we get all these men out. Girly pops, me, Anika, and Kuzi. We're going to run it. But end of the day, you got to smell the roses. You have to see the numbers and say, hey, Santina has no one. Ty has no one. And these three girls are never going against each other.
That part.
But Kuzi has never watched this game, right?
I think she said she did.
Oh, she has?
Unless I'm tripping. Yeah, I don't think she's like a super fan, but I think if she's seen the episodes, but I could be tripping. I have to go back and rewatch that thing.
Because I feel like that'll make a difference too. Like super fan would know, like you don't have to roll with the whole line to the end if it ain't working out for you numbers wise. You know what I'm saying? Super fans should know that you see these outsiders. That's who you probably need to collect up to pull on your side. But whether she know or not, like Eli said, she don't know.
She does, and
it's definitely seeming like it.
But and with the safety chain, sorry, just one last thing with the safety chain. It was Kuzi that directed, like, hey, we don't want Hope to have the last vote because Hope might give it to Santina or Ty. So you know what? I'm gonna pick Hope first. So Hope has to pick someone on the crown.
So even if he messes up, at least you can save a little face. Yeah.
And so we could have had 3 girly pops at the end of the safety chain, all competing against each other, but because of what ended up being Kuzi and probably the crown's total decision minus Hope, they left Ty and Santina up there and let Santina go.
And it's wild because, and I can't give an excuse to Kuzi. You know, we're objective over here. As much as we love her, I can't give her any slack because you knew last week that Shania had her name in your mouth, or at least Shania, for the least, had her name in your mouth when, Ty came back and told you that, oh, whatever you heard Claudia saying, even though she didn't hear it, there was Shania saying your name and when you on the block. That should have been for, okay, you want my name? I'm gonna make sure you at the end of the safety chain. So you're the one that's going home. So that should have clicked. And so I don't know why that it didn't, but we are where we are, picking up at the veto ceremony, I guess.
Yes. So
with the nominations.
So basically the veto happens. They go to pick players. Kuzi is upset. So basically the veto players end up being Ty, Hope, Shania, Anika, and Renee. Claudia, little raggedy self, end up getting house guest choice. And who she picked? Renee. And they're like, Kuzi losing her mind because I guess they had a conversation before this. They're like, the goal this week is to get Ty out, and whatever happens, we need to put everybody that can compete in this comp to, go against Ty. That's 4 against 1.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So they pick Renee. Renee does not have a good track record. Renee has been last in like 90% of the comps.
Yeah.
Like last.
Everything.
So Kuzi was like, what the hell? And so she was already pissed, which came down to it. Of course, the veto count. I don't even know if Renee even got on the screen because she sucked that much. Was she even at the count?
I think her and Shania didn't get a single.
I don't even think they got one ball.
No.
So the comp they had to do, which is very Survivor-ish, I said, they had to get a ball and they were holding 2 strings and they basically had to maneuver the strings good enough to get into the little slots where they should. Yeah. So I think it was like 7 balls, 6 balls. I don't remember what it was.
9.
Something like that. Yeah. So basically Hope was very smart. I would have honestly did what Hope did. He started at the far back first and then worked his way up. But I think in his defense, if you notice, Hope was sweating his ass off. You would have thought he was running a 5K.
He was done. It's like he had an hour, like 10-hour long workout.
Why was he sweating so much?
In a whole sauna.
Well, because I think him starting further back, you have to use more strength. So by the time he got I think he was just tired because in the beginning, so Ty, of course, started front. So, okay, one, that's easy. Okay, get to the second one, that's easier. They're always only a little bit harder. So Hope started out the hardest is what it seemed like to me or whatever.
And it wore him out.
And essentially, like the strings, like they were very flimsy, think like elastic bands. So you have to like really pull it tight.
Yep.
So it's an act of like pulling it tight that was probably working Hope like crazy.
Yeah. Yep. He probably should have did that one at the end and went back to the beginning.
Yep. And worked his way in. So basically what happened, which it was very close. Hope was very, very close. If he hadn't dropped that last ball, he would end up winning that veto. But Ty ended up winning veto, of course, and he made a show.
Ball game.
Yeah, little raggedy.
Y'all trying to put me in the gulag.
Yep.
I can't wait. Am I the only one that's not mad that Ty won the veto?
At this point, hey, I'm not full Ty fan, but I'm rooting for Ty a little bit.
Because he's an underdog. He got that underdog.
Yeah, I don't like him as a person though.
Yeah.
I don't like him as a person, but in the game, yes, it's. I'm not rooting for him, but I'm not rooting against him right now.
And also,
it's kind of
he ain't going against Kuzi, so
right, maybe.
I know.
I don't like. He threw that little raggedy vote against her last week. I don't know what that was. Little raggedy.
I feel like he said he was gonna do that, so I think that's just to
try
to get a vote from Hope, huh?
Did Kuzi know that?
I don't think she cared.
Oh, okay. I don't know. We'll get to it. But as long as it didn't send her home, I care less.
Right.
So Ty won the veto, right? And so now it comes into the situation of, okay, who's going to be the replacement now? Kuzi goes to talk to Claudia, and she makes up a story like, if you're just going to put her up, say it with your chest. She basically says, well, I weighed my options, and I just kind of went with either you, she's talking to Kuzi, either you or Daniel, because you two haven't been on the block yet. So I figured that's the best way to do. And Daniel saved me in the safety chain. So
that's where I come in.
I have to pay him back that way. So it's gonna be you. Kuzi was like,
she said, no. Kuzi said, oh, heck no. Pretty much. She was like, Daniel, you giving Daniel C the credit? She said, I was the HOH. That was my plan that kept you here. It was my I chose the order in which it went. So I should be the one who's getting the credit. So this is BS pretty much.
I want to ask y'all, do y'all think that was credited to Daniel or Kuzi?
I mean, Kuzi came up with the plan, Daniel just executed it. So technically it was her plan, but it could not have went through without Daniel C. But
I think in the house it'll probably be
the plan was to save Claudia.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Which is why they gave it to Hope first, because it's like, oh, we don't want Hope to stay higher Santina. So I don't know. I think it's a crown joint decision. I don't think
it's definitely a joint decision. Because she needed him to execute it, but she came up with the idea. So
yeah, definitely a joint decision. Okay, overall, I do forget that they had that conversation that they pretty much executed it. But I want to give Kuzi all the credit. But Daniel has free will. He could have flipped it over and said, no, I saved Daniel. So to me, honestly, and Kuzi is my number one girl, but I'm gonna be real. Daniel gets the credit for saving Claudia because Claudia's mouth, Claudia's name came out of his mouth. Right. So to me, it makes sense. Claudia actually had a legitimate reason to put up Kuzi, honestly, in my opinion.
Hey, I appreciate Kuzi for fighting though, because most people would be like, "Oh, Claudia's throwing me up." She's like, "No, I'm going to Claudia. I'm gonna make her feel bad."
Okay,
maybe she guilt tripped. She made her feel it.
Y'all, I feel differently. I think Kuzi came in too hard and too strong. I mean, I feel like she was going up no matter what, but I feel like Kuzi should have taken the softer approach and be like, I get that, because that got back to Daniel, that Kuzi is trying to take all the credit, and that Kuzi's upset about that, so that started making him feel some type of way. And so with her going on the block out, that just kind of made it a little iffy when it came to Anika and Daniel. So I wish she would have just came with a softer approach and be like, it's fine, make Claudia feel like it's okay. Like, girl, I understand, we in the end game, the plan is still the same, Hope is going, I trust you, I got you if I went HOH next, that reassuring aspect.
Nah.
And that's why you're gonna be on the block. Because that now
I'm definitely gonna be on the block. Because I'm gonna be like, F your raggedy nominations. If you want to put me on the block, just say that. You little punk
Because
ass.
here's the thing. It was like, I would feel differently if I knew I could trust Daniel and Anika 100% that they weren't going to vote her out.
Can't trust them.
Or, or Ty. Because the girls could have easily flipped on her and Ty already voted her out. She would have been gone. So I don't think it was the best decision for her to antagonize Claudia with that situation. Because you going on the block, sis. And we in the end game, votes are what count.
We in the end game now.
Yeah. So I would have did a different approach to it. But I mean, I guess it didn't make a difference-ish. But
so I guess it kind of depends. But go ahead.
I'm just saying, like, with this Thursday episode, so that was a lot of the drama, Kuzi being upset about that. And that kind of causing a rift that was probably already there between Daniel and Anika and herself. Because they're like, Kuzi just wants to run everything. She act like this is her thing. Like, you couldn't have done anything without us, which is true. So they are allowed to play their own games, which I would be doing as well. So I'm not super rooting for the other two like I am for Kuzi. But I'm just not, because they've been talking down on her and I don't like that. But they do have to play their own games and they do have to start making their own cases for why they should be winning. And I don't think this late in the game, you should make your alliance members, I'm putting in quotes, feel less than or like you're controlling everything. Because if that's the case, we need to go ahead and get you up out of here since you run this stuff.
Yeah.
You're next. In other words. Because low key, I might would have got rid of her.
Listen,
because
you know what? Yeah, put a stamp on your game.
Put a stamp on it, because here's the deal. Hope waited till final 8 to start playing the game, but his pitch was incredible.
It was a good one. It was good. Yeah.
He said Kuzi got a final 2 with Ty. She's gonna run this whole thing with Ty. She already told me that the next order is, and she's not even going for the other girl. She's gonna get you out, and then she's gonna get you out. And
very
then
smart.
I'm like,
damn, Hope, you picked the bad time to start playing Big Brother. Like, damn. But I'm gonna be real. That moment right there told me that I want Hope to come back. If they did an All-Star season, Hope will be on my list. I mean, he's funny in general, and
I don't know about All-Stars, but a second chance.
I'll let him come to All-Star.
Hope might be my only All-Star guy from this cast.
Yes, so far. Yes.
Over Captain Canada. Over.
Oh yeah, I'm picking him first.
And literally everyone else.
I'm sorry. I'd like to see Ty in another season. I don't care for Ty, but Ty
would be cool. But he almost quit, so I don't know if they give it to him. He was.
You know what? I'm gonna be very real. I don't think Ty was.
He was never quitting.
Never.
He was never quitting.
Nah, he was just like, nigga, you was real? You serious? He was
like,
out front.
Why you think he was like, let me go read this letter real quick? And
yep.
He was like,
he was hoping he walked out while he was in the room. He like, hoping he left.
So it's like, hopefully he gone by the time I get.
when they went back in that room, Ty was like this.
Yeah, read that letter. He's like,
this when him and Zach went in there, and when Zach went to quit, Ty was next to him like,
I don't know about that.
He was all types of shifty. I said, nah, he ain't going. He not going nowhere. But I was like, if you do, you really don't want to.
I don't care for Ty though, but Hope, I guess you would say I would bring him back for sure.
If they did they should do a heroes versus villains season.
Superhero
Hope would be on the hero side. Ty would be the villain for sure.
Yeah.
Ooh, they need to do that. I would love to see that.
That's one thing I would say. I think we've talked about this before. That's where Survivor has the leg up when it comes to these seasons, because all these different, the brain versus brawn versus beauty, heroes versus villains, game changer, all these different themes that could be employed with Big Brother that would be so juicy, that would bring so much, you know.
Exactly.
But I think BBCAN would do a better job at pulling it off than US.
Definitely. Definitely.
But it's going to have to be BBUS because I need feeds.
Yeah, that part.
Yeah.
That's where they lost me. BBCAN would definitely execute it better. BBUS is going to meddle, but I got to have feeds because this season is killing me without feeds.
No, I feel that 1000%. And so, like I said, so Hope is campaigning, phenomenal campaign. He would have got me. All he had to tell me that, because he laid that plan out so detailed as if Kuzi told him herself. And so I was like, you know what? Maybe she do need to go. But then Kuzi was talking to Ty. She's like, so Ty, you gonna keep me or? Well, she's like, we can do this thing. He's like, let's do it, Kuzi. Me and you, let's like back to back. Let's just run it back, you know. And so I was, I got a little excited for them in their final 2 potential. So I would like to see it. I would like to see them go back to back, just HOH and veto it out to the end because I know Ty can't
because
beat
Ty
her.
gonna lose. So come on, I wouldn't even mind it. That's an easy dub for Kuzi.
Exactly.
I mean, Kuzi beat everybody in the house at this point, but I would love,
especially with the jury segment.
For sure.
And speaking of this jury segment, before we get back to this vote, here go Dan in this darn thing. He talking all this. I said he doing more work than he did in the jury house.
Come on, one band. Because why? This the most personality I've seen from Dan. I said, now why he wasn't on the show? Because he likable in this jury little segment, and it's like I like you a little bit. But where was you in the house? Sleep,
lost, blinded.
He was being a puppet. He was being
hidden behind feeds. Hidden behind feeds, I bet.
Right.
All that personality from Dan, I bet we just didn't get to see it.
Because I'm like, he's doing more work in this jury house than he ever did in his little house in the 4 weeks that he was in the house.
That's showing the importance of feeds right there. Dan could have been a fan favorite. He could have been one of our faves, but now we'll never know.
We'll never know. And so he doing all this work in the jury house. Then Jonathan comes in. He's like, "Oh no, what happened?" Jonathan gives a recount. Then boom, Santina comes in. They're like, "Wait, what? You're the last person we did not expect to see you." And so she gives him a rundown. Kuzi went HOH. Then the fatal feast happens, and so that's why they never mind. He can't come back because he's talking about, I still don't know who the invisible HOH was.
He knew.
And Santino was like, "I'm sorry, but I was the invisible HOH."
If you didn't know, he knew.
You had to know.
But was it also Dan? What was it also Dan that was like, "Oh, what's the safety chain?"
Right.
Get out. Get and leave.
Because that means you didn't watch.
And that one from seasons ago. That was last season.
Last season.
Right.
So they got us little jury segment, whatever. Going back to the vote. They went back to it real quickly because they were giving us another HOH competition. Finally, I don't know why they wait till 7 people left to give us another HOH comp. But you have Hope and Kuzi that were on the block. I forgot to mention at the beginning when it was the veto ceremony, they was matching and they had their African garb on, like the kente cloth stuff. I really like that.
Oh, and shout out to Kuzi. Kuzi gave an amazing speech and shouted out Hope. Oh, I want to cheer up a little bit. It was the cutest thing.
It was. Okay, so get into that part. Because everybody was on Twitter, they were scared, like, "Oh my God, it's not looking good for us." I was like, don't let this edit fool y'all. I've watched this show too long to know that they're going to try to make you think that the vote has changed. And I was like, I don't think it's changed. And I was confident up until Kuzi gave that speech, because I'm like,
oh, you thought she was leaving because of the speech?
The speech scared me. The speech
I
scared me. No, because she's like, just vote for however you what's best for your game. But I need to take this time to,
Oh, I get it. Because people do that. Like, whatever. I already know I'm going home. So let me say something nice.
Yes.
Okay. I get it.
That scared me. I said, hold on now, Kuzi.
I thought the opposite. I'm sorry. I thought she was about to get crazy blindsided. I'm like, all right, I know Kuzi's safe, but it would be so comical if she's like, I know I'm safe. I'm going to do my whole speech for Hope. And then she got booted out. Well, it wouldn't be funny because I don't want to see Kuzi go. But
that would have been a sight to see, because you have all these people in the woodwork. They wanted her to get humbled, quote unquote, so bad. They wanted to get evicted. They feel like she's doing too much. You thought, because at the end of the day, when the push came to shove, the votes were 3-1, and Hope was evicted. And so he became the 4th member of our jury. But before he left, he got them doing a little line dance that they practiced.
Yeah, they little corny.
Eli, what's
it was cute though. It was corny as hell, but it was cute.
It
I love Hope.
It was giving cookout. Not
it was.
The cookout, but at a cookout.
Cute.
Yeah,
it was
family.
Very family friendly, very cute.
I hear a butt coming.
But corny as hell.
I still didn't like it. Oh man, I'm sorry.
But you know what?
Maybe I'm the Grinch. But I'm like, man, give your hugs and leave. We don't want to see High School Musical choreographed dancing. I'm like, nah.
That's
Disney
another show.
Is telling you he don't like your choreography.
Okay, no, choreo was decent. But you just got voted out. But I mean, that I guess epitomizes. Is that the right word? Hope, where it's just like he's just joyous guy, and he did fight in the game, and end of the day, he said it a bunch of times where he's like, hey, I'm happy to be here. This is a once in a lifetime thing. And for him to go out like that, I respect it and I love it for him.
I do too.
Go ahead.
No, you're fine.
I love when Hope speaks because
Tracy,
one man.
How you know one
because whenever he's like, I am so happy to be here, and it's just like his face. He brings joy. He really does. I'd be like, man, Hope, you piss me off today, and then he say something. I'd be like, yeah,
it's so calming.
Yes.
It's so meted out. Like he just.
If you could put joy in a tone, that's him.
Yeah. Yeah, it just makes it easy to talk to. But yeah, I Hope surprised me because I can admit that when we had our cast assessment, I had no faith in Hope. I had no hope in Hope.
None. I said we could go back. I said, now what do Hope even know what game he playing?
And
do we know he playing a game?
For the first 3 weeks, I was like, this is what I'm talking about. This man talking about he better go home. But then when he surprised us that was his strategy, I was like, I sat up a little bit.
I was like, okay, I'm listening. I'm
listening. And then him and Kuzi did that plan where they, he went on the block. That was the whole plan, him to win veto so she could throw Zach up. Mm-hmm. And then I was just a fan, became a really great fan. And then him this week, how he just played extra hard to try to stay.
And he didn't quit. If there's one thing I hate about players, it's when they just lay down and die. And
exactly.
Not to say I expected Hope to lay down and die, but I'm like, oh, it's him versus Kuzi. He's not even going to give up a fight. But he had a great pitch.
He came for her throat.
He and
with all
and
the
hold
love.
on. This is a good example of I love the fact that he played the game, regardless if that's your ally on the block, regardless if that's my final 2. At the end of the day, one of us is going home.
And if I'd rather it's you than me,
it's going to be you. So he respectfully came for Kuzi's throat. He did.
Even though
there's no way to play the game without like downgrading somebody or talking down to them or saying this and this and that or going personal. He kept it all in the game and was very great pitch.
But I will say the only part about his pitch, I would have been looking at him sideways. He talking about I'm a cum beast. You need me on your side.
No cum beast.
I said, Hope, you won 1 veto, friend.
He did. He did win. He was second on a lot, but that second is not first.
Let's be for real. You won 1 veto.
He did win.
He's like, me and Ty on your side, us 4 together, we can do. I said, now Ty, he's a comp beast. He's won stuff multiple times.
Ty has won 3 comps now, huh?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So he's the most winningest person this season.
Right. And so like, okay, he got the stats to back it up. Hope, I know second, like you said, second place almost don't count. I'm sorry. It don't count. In the Big Brother house.
Yeah.
Second place is the first loser. Congratulations.
Exactly.
I'm one of the most competitive people you will meet. For second place is the first loser.
Right. Mm-hmm. And so, but other than that, like I said, he did not give up. And I appreciate that. And he did it with all the love and it was all game. So shout out to Hope Aguloso. I hope I'm saying that right.
Shout out to Hope.
We'd like to see you again.
I want him to do the opening for our podcast because his voice is just so welcoming.
My God.
Wow.
Welcome to Who Are Gonna Be There.
I have
would love to get him to say that.
Honestly, though.
I'm serious. let me tag him in this.
No, for real.
We need to find his Twitter. Yes.
I'm for that. So Hope leaves. And we get to the HOH competition, and it is a before-after comp. And here go this darn, and I said it before. I said if the crown don't win, they need to just pack it up. Because at this point, y'all need to win something. It can't be all on Kuzi. And once again, it was all up to Kuzi, and unfortunately, she could not pull it out. She missed one question that would have
I think Kuzi was guessing half them. I think she was guessing half them.
She did guess. She definitely guessed.
For sure.
Those were some hard questions, actually.
They were.
And that's why Renee is one to watch. And I think Ty was on the money. Even Zach was on the money with wanting to get rid of Renee because she didn't falter one time in that whole. No. She missed one question, but they all missed that one question that they all missed. Mm-hmm. But she was solid that entire time. She kept her little hands clasped together backwards like this. And she sat there and moved her little feet up and down. And she won. Renee became the HOH. And congrats to her. Because everybody thought she couldn't win nothing. And she ate them up. in this competition.
I do wish. Right. I think it'd be funny if it was in the US, like how it's you have some of the live HOHs. Because she came out cussing. She's like, yeah.
Oh my gosh, they had to bleep so much. She was too excited.
Like crazy.
I mean, if I lost every comment was at the end, I'd be turning up too. I'd be like, yeah, I'd be talking mess all week. HOH robe on whole week. I'd be Byyyeee. I remember when Byyyeee was doing the shoot. She had some of the worst HOH items I've ever seen. That would have been me.
Showed her behind. But you know what? To be Final 7, win HOH at Final 7 was pivotal. Because now
win when you need to.
You got 6 options. 2 of these girls supposed to be your alliance, but you're at the bottom. You got 2 other people who have 3 other people that got alliance, but one of them is at the bottom of theirs, but they could easily join over here. But then we have the main target over here and Ty. So it's like, what to do? So she got a really amazing HOH because she got all the options. She can do what she want to do. Obviously, Treese will get into what her plans are. Treese muted. But I don't know. This week, as long as Ty doesn't win the veto, Kuzi should be good. Should be good. I hope Kuzi gets picked for veto and saves Ty low key, but that's another story. Because, and I'll let Treese go this, but I'll say Kuzi's best final 3 choice is Ty and Renee, to be honest. They're the ones that are going to take us to final 3. I just don't see the other ones doing it. So in the best case scenario, that would be a final 3. But back to you, Treese.
Back to me. So basically, I'm just give y'all a little update. So now that we are on point for this week, we did get a little bit of a daily. Of course, they didn't give us any tea because why would they? They hate us. So on on our daily, not so daily, Anika, Claudia, and Daniel and Shania were downstairs talking, and basically this turned into we don't like Kuzi fest. Okay, they really didn't do too much, but Anika was all like, damn, Anika done did a turn on us. Anika, damn girl.
She had our back. She had our sis back at the beginning.
She did. So I'm hoping she's maybe just doing like to stay in the mix, but I don't know. But she was talking about like, oh, did y'all see her? Did y'all see her go upstairs to talk to Renee? Basically saying like, she's HOH. Why wouldn't she go up there to talk?
Exactly.
We final 7. I'm not trying to go home, sis. Your ass need to be up there talking with me. You know what I'm saying? So they was upset and they're talking about like basically Daniel and Anika are basically talking to the girly pops or what's left of the girly pops and saying that they think Kuzi it's time for her to go. So then it pans upstairs to Renee and Kuzi's conversation, and Renee, I don't know if she's telling the truth, but shout out to Kuzi Social Game because last week when the whole door gate happened, Kuzi and Renee were talking in the bathroom, and Kuzi basically was trying to calm Renee down. Like, I get it. Like, that's some BS. And if I was you, just know that I'm HOH this week, though. So you are not going to see the blog. She was reaffirming to her. That was before they knew what the Fatal Feast was. But she just like, just know you're not going on that blog, and I got your back.
Mm-hmm.
And so Renee told her she remembered that conversation. She said, you told me that you had my back. I do not want to see you go on that block. I want you in this game right now. So as of right now, unless something has changed, Kuzi's not going on that block. Now, when replacement veto happens, it might be a little possibility. And that's because Raggedy Shania was bringing up Kuzi's name. So I got some for her when she get out the house. Right. But she was just like, well, if it was me, I'd put Kuzi on the block. Well, it's not you because you didn't win. You lost.
I know you. This is the second week in a row you're saying this. And guess what you did both weeks?
Exactly.
Get it, Eli. Get it.
Exactly. So, basically, when Kuzi and Renee are talking, which she's very smart. I love Kuzi. I don't know if she does these things intentionally, but I've learned so far she does everything with intention. And she was saying, hey, before Hope left, did he leave you with anything? Did he tell you any tea? And she was like, yes. Renee says, he did tell me a little something. She didn't say what it was, but he's like, he told me a few things. He's like, he didn't give me nothing like for sure he didn't point out and say everything, anything specific, but he kind of gave me some clues to lead me to where I need to be. He said the only thing Hope told me, I thought he would tell me, something maybe other people he's working with or anything, but he basically told me that I can't tell you what to do in this game, but I really, really need you to look out for Renee. I don't even think he said this, but he said, I really need you to look out for Renee. Renee is a very trustworthy person. He says, I know eventually it's, it's just you in the game, you're playing for yourself. But if you can if you just happen to win HOH, we just give her a week. Just look out for her. I need you to have her back because me and Renee are close. And Renee was like, for real? Like, she ate that up. And that's gonna be one of my number questions. Like, did you really say that? She gonna be like, I didn't say that shit.
And honestly, I'm filing it in the back of my mind because that's actually brilliant.
Please do. Please do.
That's brilliant.
Yes.
Like, they actually told me to trust you and work with you. And I'm like, what? I can get with it, even if it ain't true.
Look, and I think it worked because when they were in the Flamingo room, Claudia, the GPs were having a conversation, and when Shania was bringing up Kuzi, if we know Renee gonna say what she got on her chest. That's one thing I do like about Renee. Out of the girly pops, Renee is the one I'm a ride for. Right. If it come down to it, I ain't ride for her now. But if I had to ride for one of them, it's gonna be Renee because Renee was sitting there kind of like, I'm saying Kuzi name a little too much.
Right.
So it's looking like she looking out for our good sis right now. Hopefully. Now, I think when it gets down to it, I do think there's a possibility for her to go up, but I think that's like a 50-50 thing between her and the thing was she was trying to decide. So Ty's for sure going up. We know for sure he's going up. So it's really between Daniel and Anika, who's going to be the initial nom. So hopefully, I guess it's Kuzi wins the HOH because I don't want there to be no reason for her to go up. So it really just kind of depends on what happens with the veto. So the veto is key this week. Yep. So
and hopefully Kuzi get to play. She ain't played in a veto all season.
7 of them left. So 2 people gonna be sitting out. Oh no, 1
or one person.
Yeah,
the HOH sits out.
The HOH.
So everybody else. So this will be her first veto.
Oh, so she will get to play.
Or
right?
No, only 5 people play. 5 people.
Oh
play.
yeah, only 5 people play.
HOH sits out plus
7?
1 other person. Yes,
Are we in final 6 or 7?
We're in 7.
Okay, so yeah, HOH sits out and 1 person. So yeah, she could possibly still be the one to sit out this week. Hopefully not.
And that would suck because she's the best case scenario too.
Yes.
Because I could see Daniel being messy, pulling Anika off just because.
You know what? I want to have a conversation about Daniel real quick. Okay. Daniel pisses me off. Okay. He does. I get he's playing the game, but listen, we gonna get there. He pissing me off. Okay. He really is. Like, and it's only because he been doing a little shadiness toward my sis Kuzi. And we know when it come down to it, he gonna shoot for Kuzi first. But I gotta give Daniel props. Daniel is playing that middle. He's playing it. Mm-hmm. I give props where props is due. Okay.
Right.
And coming in, Daniel Kuzi was my first one to pick. Daniel was my number 2. Mm-hmm. And Daniel is playing the game. Okay. He being a little rat kind of, but he's doing it well because he got the GPs to trust him. He got the crown trusting him. He's got Ty to trust him. Daniel is literally covered on all sides of the house, every side. Yeah. The crown, the GPs, and Ty by himself.
Yeah. And that's why I feel like he's been throwing these competitions because he's not dumb.
Maybe.
Because he hit, I'm going back to the one Kuzi won, her HOH that she won this last one. He hit that buzzer so fast, like you knew that was the wrong answer. You couldn't. Arissa literally just finished the question. And you hit your button. So I'm thinking he's throwing these competitions because you're not dumb.
Yep.
You're not.
I'm talking mess now, but if Kuzi happens to go home, I don't want her to go home. I'm gonna be rooting for Daniel. Daniel, he's playing the game. So I'm giving him props. Yeah. He was very
I even like how he's
been. Go ahead, Eli.
I even like how he's been like pushing the Kuzi. Like I know one conversation he had with her this past week was like, man, I didn't expect my game to look like this. And I took that as like hard sides where it's crown versus girly pops.
Right.
But despite that, he still found himself in the middle, despite there being 2 clear sides and him clearly being on the crown side. He's still in the middle.
Right.
Yeah. Yes, obviously if Kuzi left, Honestly, like if she happened to leave before Ty, I don't know why I'm kind of rooting for Ty. I don't know if he can win because I feel like I want to know what Kuzi would do if she left before Ty did.
I think Ty leaving this week, which is why I counted him out. Honestly, I think time's up. Honestly, if he don't win that veto, for sure he's going. But
because I'm thinking if she went to the jury house and Ty makes it to final 2, depending on who if he's not sitting next to a Crown member, I feel like he may win. Because I feel like Kuzi could shift the jury in his favor. I really do.
Ty, let me see. Who would Ty lose to? Ty, okay, Ty will beat all of the girly pops. Because the Crown is heavy over there. Yeah. And Kuzi is going to have the influence on the Crown. Santino vote for Ty, I think, over the girly pops.
Yeah. He can beat a girly pop. Even though he really should be able to beat Anika, but because of the Crown, probably
like Anika ain't did nothing. Yeah, it should be Anika.
Yeah. I think Dan would vote for Ty every time, except if he was next to Shania. I think Dan votes for Shania over Ty. Everyone else, if Ty's next to anyone else, Dan votes for Ty.
I guess we'll see.
Interesting.
Yeah.
When we hit our final 4, we'll do our guesses on how it goes.
Lord, please don't let it be.
Which is coming down, y'all.
3 girly pops and
it's crazy.
Oh my god, it's crazy.
How many weeks left? 3 weeks.
3. We only got 3 episodes of BBCAN11.
Yeah, season's flown.
It's because we didn't lost 3 weeks.
Listen,
yeah,
we have lost quite a bit. I'm so ready for BBUS, man. Yes. Please give us a date. Shoot, you know what I heard? They haven't even secured the cast yet. They're still picking people. I heard.
I know they are, even though they got it. The videos or the cast they should have picked has already been sent in. But
right,
I'm just saying.
But I still got time. But what I'm looking forward to this week is seeing what the hell these Wendy's points are. Y'all brought up these Wendy's points. Kuzi got 1 million Wendy's points. So whatever it is, I'm gonna need our good sis to cash those Wendy's points in. I want her to cash them in today.
They need the twist, whatever it needs to be now.
Today.
Because don't wait till after the double for it to make sense. Because that's stupid at final 5.
Imagine it's
Are they gonna do a double?
The double is it's Thursday.
Did they say it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I didn't know if she announced it or whatever. Okay.
Imagine they give coup d'etat to Kuzi. I love that too.
That would be amazing because you know
they ain't never used that thing.
Look, Shanae and Claudia, have a seat.
Listen, GP 1 and 2, get to the seats. You already know. I would have said, you already know. I ain't even got to say your name.
I know. I'm not saying your name.
Get up there.
If I'm putting you up, walk to the block.
Listen, easy.
But also, too, I was just thinking, too, honestly, I really want Kuzi, Renee, and Ty to make a final 3. Because that would low-key, because at this point, I would be like, Shania,
yes,
you at the bottom of your lines. This over here, I've been working with these 2, but clearly I'm at the bottom of theirs. Ty is by himself. This is the perfect chance for us to take out these other sides. Like, Ty's winning comps. Can't nobody beat him. I'm pretty good at comps. You won something, girl. So we got faith in you that you can win something again. We could take this game to the end. So first, I think we need to just, whoever we put up, we just decide who we want out.
Right.
And move on. I mean, since she HOH, I know you don't want to get rid of girly pop. Let's take out Daniel. Next week, we hopefully one of us win. We take out one of the girly pop, whatever. That's what needs to happen. This is in the end game. It's time to start shaking up some stuff.
We in the end game now, baby.
I hear it in old girl voice every single time you say that.
Yep.
But
I'm looking forward to this week. The double. It's gonna be a good episode. And Kuzi is number 1 target that's gonna be in trouble for the double. If Ty makes it this week, Kuzi is number 1 on the hit list. And I say that as in Daniel and Anika too. Yeah. Man, I hope Kuzi win that HOH. Is. Speak it. Is. And you know what? As a matter of fact, veto too. Oh wait, she can't play veto. That's right. So
we don't know yet.
No, the HOH don't play.
Oh, you mean this week? You mean this before
this
the double?
Week, she gonna win this veto.
Okay, so she gonna win this veto. And she gonna save Ty.
Yes.
And then let's see.
She gonna put up, Renee
she gonna put up
a girly
Daniel.
pop. Yeah.
Huh?
So Daniel, by Daniel.
Yeah, so Daniel or Anika gotta go. They gotta vote out Daniel because Anika ain't win nothing. At least we can beat her in some stuff. But watch her end up being due. But the good thing though is that she's took away from Daniel. I think Anika will go back to
she will
and be loyal.
Definitely.
Because she only really talks mess with Daniel. So
without Daniel.
And there's a realistic chance we have an all-girl Final Five.
Oh,
all-woman Final Five.
I don't want the girly pop to be included in that, but that would eat. I don't think we've ever had that ever.
That's
only
another.
Evicted was Santina. Only woman evicted.
That's my other.
It
final
is
three.
Right. That's right.
I will say. I don't know. I say a tie, Renee and Kuzi, but if we somehow got Daniel out this week and the girls won and they got our tie in the double. I wouldn't mind the Kuzi, Anika, and Renee to final three and take out Claudia and Shania. And then obviously Kuzi win the rest of it. But
yes.
That
would be ideal. Yes. Daniel goes this week.
Tie in the double. And then Anika wins the HOH after the double.
Oh, it's over. It's over.
Puts up Renee and Claudia. Puts up Claudia and Shania. And then
because Renee ain't winning a veto.
I want Claudia.
But then that means Anika, Renee, or Kuzi needs to win the veto because they're going to be what final? Yeah, because we don't want them to have no
nope
power. Oh, it's only final five. Never mind. Because I was thinking final four. I was like, oh, yeah.
Yep. Okay, we gonna see y'all. Well, we'll be back next week to give y'all updates. Like, subscribe, follow us on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, all that. If you have comments, questions, we're gonna do a live episode here in a little bit, so y'all can get y'all comments in as we record. Get some questions off your chest. Guys, you got anything? Any last parting words?
That's it. We just need our sis to be safe, man.
Come on, Team Kuzi. All right, y'all. Woo. Y'all have a good night. We about to go to bed.
Definitely about to go to bed.
Good night.